I last left you on the roof with me and the boy in London. Remember how I said I'll see you in Rome?
Lock. See.
Let's go. I said goodbye to the rabbit. I felt awful. I felt like I was leaving her and abandoning her. But we gave her breakfast before I left. We think we might be late because it actually says that the train's from Victoria to Gatwick coach station, not Gatwick Airport. So we're not sure about that. A bit stressful.
They'll be fine. Cuddle.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. After a very long goodbye, it was time to get on the plane. But before I knew it, I was off into the air. Half an hour before landing, the man next to me got out a whole case of equipment and started rolling his cigarette for landing. So that's how I knew I'd been sitting next to an Italian, and we were now on Italian time. Awkward Brexit moment. I mean, obviously I had to get changed. It's 31 degrees here at 7 in the evening. 31 degrees, 7 in the evening. Guess what? 3 years later, I'm back in Rome. Oh God, I'd forgotten about those screeching bloody birds in the evenings. I was shattered, but I dragged myself out for a walk and found some good food places for dinner. Then it was a rapid walk back to call the boy before an early night. So after lecture tomorrow, I'll come back here and then have lunch and do work for a few hours. Then once it's cooled down, like 4, I'll go out to Drastic and find that hill and go up the hill.
So the hill you Pablo?
No, I haven't been on the hill. Pablo who?
I don't know. Wasn't there a Pablo?
Do you mean Paolo?
Oh, yeah.
The gay one, who nothing ever happened between us.
He was not gay. I'm not buying it. Gay Italians don't exist.
Yeah, he was a bit nationalist. jewellery design course in Rome, day 1. I got here last night, I was drained from the travelling, and I'd had a late night the night before because I went to see Stuart Lee with my boyfriend and mother. But I went out for a walk last night, I found some ham and some pasta and a really nice ham sandwich. And I ate some incredible tomatoes, and I got some bananas and some melon in the fridge. The stuff that is double the price in Whole Foods at home is like normal prices here. University that I'm going to, IED, is luckily a 20-minute walk away from home, and it's not lucky, it was a deliberate choice. That's why I'm staying here. But I've added in an extra 10 minutes onto the journey time to account for trying to cross the road. I forgot how much Italian drivers make my life flash before my eyes. My first session on the jewellery course is a welcome talk in the Alcamo Garden, and it sounds like a very strong start. Let's skedaddle. Incredibly humid, however, it's cooler than it was yesterday, thank God, so it's feeling doable, it's feeling bearable. Rome in July somehow. Yesterday it was 36 degrees, I was not on board with that. Today it's 31, but it's a lot more humid. I think it's predicted to rain and have a thunderstorm later on, and that would be a dream. I mean, that is work from the Roman gods. The best thing about Italy is it's just so bloody full of pink. The design. After an introduction and a chat with everyone on the jewellery design course, our first task for day 1 was to create a rounded brass disc, which was surprisingly difficult to cut out of the brass. Coping saws have never come naturally to me, and I did find it hard in the first lesson to get the hang of it. You will see less embarrassing footage as the course progresses. A really cool man called Jeffrey from San Francisco who does metalwork showed me how to use a small piece of wax to smoothen the blade if it got too tricky to cut, so that's what I'm doing here. It turns out to be a game-changing technique for sawing. Then I filed it down to make it as much of a convincing circle as possible after I just butchered it.
This part for this.
Finally, just a bit of anxious hammering later, I managed to make my little brass disc into a concave disc. Now I knew some basic techniques, and had been shown that the simplest things could be turned into jewellery. It's just lucky Italy likes its imperfect beauty. Everyone was so lovely. There were some really cool, interesting people on the course. All the lecturers keep hugging each other and hugging the students, and they're very much about the analogue. We're using the analogue to express the feeling of a thing. Even if you're doing a technical drawing, they say that the important thing is to get the feeling across in the technical drawing. So it's just brilliant. So I made this gold disc, and what you might be thinking is, you made what? It's a gold disc, but you don't understand. I now understand how much goes into making one fucking gold disc. It was about 2 hours of my life making that gold disc. It was actually really fun. I'm not used to doing things with my hands. This is exactly why I did this course. And I spent that 2 hours really fucking determined to make this gold disc. Because whenever I used a coping saw previously at school, it didn't go well. I don't really get on with coping saws, but this time, I mean, the lecturer was so good and so useful, I really got it. And it was a determination as well. For me, I'm proud, because I've never done jewellery before or anything like this. You can make this into like a necklace, but there seems to be some sort of graduation ceremony going on, so I can't really find the cafe. I'm going to need to find some cheap food on the way back for lunch. So here we go, day 1, gold disc. I've had lunch and I spent the last 4 or 5 hours starting to edit my video. So now it's about 6 o'clock and it's cooled down a bit outside. It's time to venture back out there, go on the 1.5 hour walk to Gianocolo Hill, the thing I've been wanting to do since I read about it months ago, because apparently it's the Rome version of Primrose Hill, which somehow I missed on my first visit. Let's go and take a look at Gianocolo Hill. I had finally found my Primrose Hill in Rome. I could feel at home here for these 3 weeks now, knowing I had the skylight and magic to escape to at any time. I can't believe that just day one has turned into a 15-minute video. I've still got a whole 3 weeks left to show you. Just consider this a brief introduction into the Rome adventure then. I knew I had my first observational drawing lecture with the course in the morning at the Colosseum, so I warmed myself up with a practice sketch of the view. This was just the beginning though, of the exciting, pivotal, game-changing drawings I ended up doing on this trip. I'm finally on top of this hill, and it is the absolute dream. It's one of the most incredible views I've ever seen. It definitely rivals Primrose Hill. Rome isn't as lit up as London is at night, the skyline, but the way it is lit up is a lot more mystical. Now, I was walking back down the hill towards Trastevere, and I was trying to go back to the fountain that I was at before when I was in Trastevere, because I want that same view of the river again, and the food that was around there, and just the feeling of this place again. And I thought, I recognise this road, but all of Rome looks like this, so I think I'm just tricking myself. And the more I kept going down this road, the more similarities kept popping up. I can't believe it. This is the exact same road where I met Paolo and all the other Italian men who I partied with that night. I think they were Italian and Spanish because they were on Erasmus. I am sitting on the exact steps where I was crying the night before I left Rome because I didn't want to leave. I had no way of not leaving. I had to leave because I didn't have the funds to stay. I was sitting on these exact steps 3 years ago. These exact steps. I was crying on these exact steps 3 years ago. We've come back round in a complete full circle. I can't believe it. It's such an odd feeling. It's quite an emotional feeling. My life has come so far since then. I've done a lot. I've invested a lot in my life since then. And we seem to have come full circle. I just can't believe these are the exact same steps that I was sitting on, crying. And actually, when Paolo and all those people were walking back down and they saw me crying and they said hello to me, they were coming back down from that direction while I was sitting here watching the cars opposite. So they had just come from the hill that I was just on. And I've ended up doing exactly what they did, on that hill, walking back down. Only they walked past me sitting on the steps crying. And here I am now 3 years later sitting on these steps, not crying, but very emotional, because that's quite the full circle. This feels very magical. It does feel like a fairy tale place. I forgot, again, the zebra crossings here are not zebra crossings, so if you come here, remember that. It's the sound of Polizia. That is the most important piece of advice I give anyone coming to Italy. Remember, the zebra crossings are not zebra crossings.